This is what I realized. Simping is a word that broke men use. Y'all just need to get your money up. You shouldn't even be dating. If you don't got $100,000 in the bank, you don't need to be dating. And if you don't got $100,000 in the bank, you don't need to be dating.
Why are people not dating anymore? Romance is dead. Chivalry is dead. Love doesn't exist anymore. True love doesn't exist anymore. Gee, I wonder why. When everybody's out here living their best life, being outside tweaking, you know, hey, I'm living my best life. Leave me alone. I'm only 20 years old once. I'm only 25 years old once. I'm out here enjoying my youth because that's what I've been told that I need to do. You are only 20 years old once. You need to be enjoying your 20s because you'll never be 20 ever again. But I'm also very confused because the 20s don't feel fun for me. They're not feeling very fun. No. It just feels like now I'm actually grown up and I've got to start assuming responsibilities and it sucks. But no, enjoy your 20s. You're only 21s. Okay, what does enjoy my 20s look like? Oh, go shake your ass in the streets. Go be twerking in the streets. Yeah. Go in front of a live crowd and get your bestie. Where your bestie at? Get your bestie and be twerking in the streets because that does not have any consequences at all. It's not gonna get people looking at you sideways in the future. No. It doesn't matter. You're only 21s. One of the greatest psyops of our entire generation is Love Island. Love Island started almost a decade ago at this point, and it's basically the show where a bunch of people go on there to find love. And at first I fell for this because I used to watch TV, I was very naive and I was very young. So I'm there tuning in for the first season, and then I figured out, oh wait, there's a financial incentive. So people are going on an island to find true love, even though if you win the show you get some money. And also with every subsequent season after the first, second and third, you're guaranteed to basically become famous for making an appearance on Love Island. So it's like, are you really going for love or are you going for money? You figure out the large majority, if not every single person that's going on there is going for the money. There is not a single couple that survives. I mean, recently Dami got cheated on by India. For you guys who don't know what Dami and India is, do your little research on what Love Island is. My point on this is Love Island is a psyop on our generation because many of us don't come from backgrounds or households where we know what true love looks like. So you're basically being conditioned to believe, okay, love looks like infidelity. Love looks like cheating on people. Love looks like just self-serving and putting your own interests first. And it's very interesting how on Love Island as well, they only choose to put models on there. People who are chiseled, people who are lean, people who look amazing. They don't put real people on there. They just put people who are gonna say certain things they're not truly themselves. There's people that are trying to cause drama because the more drama there is, the higher the TV ratings. You can guess the rest. So that's the biggest psyop there. Every single piece of media which you consume is slightly conditioning you to think a certain way. Music, shows, Love Island, you get the point. It's so insane how short-sighted we are as a species, as a generation should I say, because we've been fed this idea through our upbringing, through the pieces of media we consume, through the environments we grow up in, that this is what having fun looks like. This is what living your best life looks like. This is what enjoying life to the max looks like. How is whole maxing living your best life? Like, I've been through my little phase, yeah, where I'm just in the streets, just jumping from person to person to person, and that's the worst era of my life I can remember, because it's like, it's not fulfilling. It leaves you feeling drained, and it leaves you like you're swapping energies with a lot of different people, like, it's just not good at all. People now wonder, why is it that people aren't dating? Gen Z is not dating. There's a stat or something that I think it's like around 30 or 40%, I don't know how accurate it is, of Gen Z men are not dating. You've got people who are wanting to be in the streets and wanting to live their best life and wanting to be hoes, masquerading as people who want to be in relationships. And when you get into a relationship with somebody who is wanting to be in the streets, believe me, it's only a matter of time until you get your heart broken, until they want to jump to the next person because they feel like they're missing out on fun, because their best friends are telling them, hey girl, come on, let's just go to the club, man. Oh, the bad boys are gonna be there. It reminds me of that episode from the Boondocks. I think it's like literally episode 2, where Granddad meets the adult actress, right? And he's just like, oh damn, she's just beautiful, and he overlooks every single red flag, because low-key he's just like, bro, she fine as hell, right? Even though he should have known better. But like, there's something about us men where it's like, when we just see someone who's like pretty, we make up narratives as if they're actually a saint. We make them seem like they're a saint, even though bro is like, bro, come on, bro. I grew up thinking true love looks like Disney fairy tales, Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella. That's what I believe true love looks like. But I was in for a rude awakening, because once upon a time there was a wee lad who was infatuated and obsessed with watching Disney fairy tales, and he saw mainly romance movies, and he loved these romance movies. I'm talking about he always teared up every time he saw these romance movies happening, and when he saw the happily ever after, and he thought, wow, this must be what it's like to date in real life as well. So one day he finally mustered up the courage to go up to his crush in high school, and he thought, I'm going to confess my feelings. And then in his head, he thought she was going to be so taken away by his confession that she's going to be like, oh my God, yes, I'm going to be with you. And they're going to live happily ever after. So he went up to his crush. He confessed his feelings, and he waited in anticipation. He waited and waited and waited. And she said, are you gay? He's like, what? She's like, you weirdo. This isn't what Disney princesses talk. What? Yeah, for some reason, if you think love is like that as a guy, they'll think you're gay. Yeah, you'll be wait, what? You actually confessed your feelings? Now, of course, there is a demographic of women who love guys that express how they feel and stuff like that, but that's very rare. At least in my own experience, let me know if you've had a different experience. But in my experience, it's very rare to find women who are compatible with that line of thinking. They think men are supposed to be these bad boys who, you know, treat them a certain way, something which just isn't in me. I mean, I tried pretending like I was like that, and I tried pretending like that was me, but it just didn't get me anywhere. That was not me, bro. Okay, so when you don't know what something truly looks like, you're very impressionable. You might fall for anything because you don't know what to truly stand for. How can you be like, oh, here's what true love looks like, I'm not gonna settle for anything less, if you don't know what you're looking for? Like, if you grew up in a single parent household, for example, like myself, you aren't going to know what true love looks like because your parents were not together. Your aunties or uncles were not, you know, they weren't with their partners. Like, you never really saw what true love is. I mean, does anybody have an idea what true love is? Let me know, because I'm asking for a friend, you know what I'm saying? There's also another issue as well I want to highlight. Don't believe that all women or most women are like this. The large majority of women that you see are not actually like this. They're not in the streets twerking. They're not like that. For some reason, there's an agenda being pushed here where it's trying to be like men versus women, black versus white. There's many different wars that are trying to be perpetuated through social media. Like, I know a lot of shasty stuff happens in real life. Yes, there's a lot of incidents, and a lot of them are not isolated incidents where people are, you know, essentially just like hitting each other, ruining each other's lives, and fighting amongst each other. The saddest thing as well is like when you're constantly seeing stuff like this, it makes you kind of like feel as if every single person you come across is like that. It makes you feel as if, damn, like if I ever try dating, like people that's gonna be cheating, people are gonna be not trustworthy, people aren't looking for relationships. But you must understand, this is a very small section of people. The internet has a way of making very small things seem bigger than they are. Like, yes, there are people out here who just want to be in the streets. They belong to the streets. There are people who are like that. However, the large majority of people, at least in my own experience and in my own worldview, they're not like this, which gives me a small semblance of hope. Like, okay, maybe one day I'm gonna meet someone, you know? It's not making me kind of like lose faith. I'd say like when you consistently see stuff like this as well, it can make you have this jaded and scorned view on either the opposite gender or just on the dating scope in general. Like, in this day and age, if you're not careful, you can actually start feeling very disgusted by the opposite gender because you're like, damn, how can somebody be out here twerking in the streets? They've got no self-respect, whatever. But you have to be very careful with that line of thinking because you can't take a singular like person or a singular, let's say a singular incident or an incident you might see occurring on the internet and apply that to your entire life, because that's not fair. First of all, you can't generalize an entire species or gender or whatever based on the actions of a few. You can't do that. In my personal life, I've dated both ends of the spectrum. I've dated women who they're very, very in the streets. Let's just say that they want to be in the streets, they don't want to be in a relationship, but they tell you they want to be in a relationship, and then it leaves you feeling very confused, like, wait, but you told me you wanted to be in a relationship, and then when I'm here now trying to be like, okay, cool, let's get in a relationship, now you're like, I'm not ready yet, I'm scared, like, bro. And then I've also dated women on the opposite spectrum where it's like they actually care for you, they're very nurturing, they don't be in the streets twerking, they are all about you and for you. It's just that some of these things just run their course, and it's just maybe you might be incompatible, just maybe it's just not the right timing or whatever the case might be. But best believe there are both ends of the spectrum. Okay, life is not black and white. Life isn't like as simple as just saying, oh, women are hoes, oh, men are not to be trusted. Oh, men are hoes. Oh, this and that. Like, life isn't that simple. Like, there's some gray areas. There's some areas where it's like, damn, okay, this is like a gradient. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, life is not just like binary, like boom, boom, you know? Yes, no. Life is not that. Sometimes it's a maybe. Maybe it's like a combination of yes and no, you know? I would also say another thing as well. Use discernment. When you're coming across these types of people, or you're coming across people you're trying to date, don't put anything above anyone. You can have somebody who on the outside looking in, they look very innocent. They look very, you know, they're a church goer, they're very religious, they're whatever, right? And they're thinking like, oh, they're God-fearing, they are pretty, they are great, I found the one, only to find out they are promiscuous as hell behind the scenes. You just have to be very, very careful, like, and use discernment. And discernment is basically just your gut feeling. If your gut feeling is telling you, okay, maybe this person is not somebody who we have a future with, maybe listen to that gut feeling. Okay, your gut feeling is not there to deter you from any opportunity. It's just there to protect you and warn you when certain things may or may not happen, you know? Another thing as well is constant advice on people who are bitter or scorned by the opposite sex. So with many people on social media now, they grow such large followings and they start perpetuating these messages of, hey, don't date men are trash, don't date women are trash. You know, the whole red pill movement, the whole, I don't even know what the opposite of the red pill is, but the whole whatever movements, there is millions of movement, black pill, this, that, just look good, bro. There is truths in every single one, but a lot of it is blurred because you don't know what to believe, you don't know who to follow and who to trust. So you're being given advice on people who are bitter and scorned. If I get cheated on and then I start telling you, oh, women are trash, never ever trust women are gonna cheat on you, they're gonna use you, and they're gonna make you pay for their meals and all these different things. It's like, bro, you ain't even got 1,000 to your name and you're here worrying about if a woman's gonna use you. You're not worth using. What are you gonna be used for, bro? Don't date until you've made 100,000. There's literally a video of a guy saying you can't date until you've made 100,000.
This is what I realized. Simping is a word that broke men use. Y'all just need to get your money up. You shouldn't even be dating. If you don't got $100,000 in the bank, you don't need to be dating.
Cool story, bro. So you figure out you're really blind in this game. You're going, you know, you don't know where you're walking. You don't know what you're looking out for. And you just have to trust your gut. Like, your gut is the only thing you can trust at this point, because even me, I could give you advice saying, when you're dating, here's what you need to look for if you want to find true love. I don't know what true love looks like. I cannot advise you on what true love looks like. And many of us are looking for people to reinstate our own beliefs, and also we're looking for people to kind of give us advice that sounds nice to hear, but sometimes the real advice you need is no advice. You don't need any advice. You already know what to do. You need to put yourself out there. Yes, are you gonna get hurt? Most probably you will get hurt, but that's the risk. That's what comes with this shit, you know? Every single thing in life is a risk. Your own existence is a risk. So, to bring it back to the main point anyway, why Gen Z has given up on dating is because of all of these different factors which we've talked about in this video today. Bad influences, propaganda, conditioning, and many of us just don't know what to look out for. So we're cooked. We are cooked, but all hope is not lost. At least you have yourself. So yeah. Anyways, I appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you like the video, subscribe if you're new. I appreciate all you guys who hype. I don't know how the hype thing works. I don't even know what the hell it means. I think if you hype, it does something. So hype the video, help a guy out, I guess. I don't know, bro. But yeah, appreciate you guys for watching again. And I'm gonna catch you in the next video, man. Man, I love this hat. Love.